Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew. So, okay, Mr. Give You Two Shoots. And who am I with? As over, Joseph Huggins, a.k.a. Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 218. American Dumbasses. With air support. Welcome, motherfuckers. Good. Good. What's going on with your boy? DUI hire Pete Hegseth.
When did Pete Hegseth become my boy?
Well, he's your Secretary of War.
He's yours too.
I agree.
So he's your boy.
I don't want to get defensive.
And you're older, so he was your boy first. So you put me on, and you know what I'm saying? Should put
Actually,
me on.
well, he's not my boy ever since whenever remember because he had his wife and then he had a mistress who he got pregnant and then
She
and then
had a mistress.
Yeah, he had a mistress of the mistress. The mistress of the mistress was the homegirl. Once he fucked her over, I was on the outs with Pete.
When he met his wife. You mean.
Oh, his current wife. His current wife.
Current wife.
Right.
She
That
was the mistress of a mistress.
Right. Which is the best kind of mistress, right? Also, fun fact that he has like 7 portraits of her in the office of the Secretary of War's office, and she's like wearing like a pink dress that she like wore to like the Easter egg roll, I think, at the White House.
Yeah.
In like 3 or 4 of them. I don't know. I mean, shout out to your lady, you know, put her up on a pedestal, put her up on the wall, but 7 times in the Pentagon? Maybe 5 for the Pentagon.
Part of me wishes I was able to see Pete Hegseth when he was like 19 and see what he was like. Because, you know, he was just a tool, just to see the level, because this is probably the most cleaned up version of him that exists.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's like what's the deep end? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it like?
Like when he was getting those stupid tattoos, like
Yeah.
Oh man, I wouldn't want to be around that, dude. That just so toxic, probably.
Definitely. But I part of me wishes I was able to see what that would be like, because I'm sure that was just wild.
I do find it like I was actually like caught off guard whenever he gave that speech at what was it called, like Quinnipiac, whatever, remember they brought all the generals together.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every single general in the goddamn military all in one building for no goddamn reason, so that Pete Hegseth could give a speech.
What didn't something bad happen when that happened? Something else was going on where it was like completely unnecessary that this happened. Like when that was happening, or maybe it was just the fact that we were in the middle of the Ukraine war and there was all this crazy shit going on.
Well, yeah, all sorts of shit was going on. Plus, and then Trump, and the whole thing was so stupid. But I will say, as like cringe as the words that he chose, uh, I did not expect him to be as polished of a speech giver, you know?
Yeah,
like I thought he was a meathead, and then because I've never seen him on like when he was the weekend anchor, on Fox, so I didn't know. But I mean, it kind of makes sense if like he's probably done some training. I mean, obviously done some training. You could just tell.
Well, whenever you marry the mistress of a mistress of a mistress of your original wife, to get that far down the line, I mean, you got to be kind of smooth. There's no way you can have a mistress to the mistress of your wife, and like be clumsy, be like laughably bad at talking to people. He's just a dick. It's like he's like an asshole who can kind of articulate his idea. Like he listens to NPR whenever he's angry in traffic, which is a lot. So he just happens to be able to argue with you about certain things, but he's like dumb. Like you know,
I don't think he's able to argue. I'm just talking about more like the style that he had.
oh
Like
no, okay, okay. Oh, I'm just
yeah,
meaning like
like
him being able to like
no, just more like the attention getter, the like call back to certain things, like the ability to like, you know, flow. That was I'm just talking about style points. Nothing that he can like actually argue. He can't fucking argue his way out of a fucking
no, but that's what
paper
but that's like
a paper
that's what I'm
bag that's
saying
like
is
sur
like
over like a 40 that he's chugging.
he knows enough to argue with you, but he's an ass the entire time he's doing it. That's why he's like someone who he that's the only way he knows how to discuss something is argue with you about it. So it doesn't
Yeah,
matter what it is, it's an argument almost every
right,
single
right. Oh,
because it's
100%.
the only way he can like kind of be involved in the conversation and try to like make his points with his volume. And you're like, dude, chill. Like you're still
I mean that
wrong.
yeah, he is like the he should be the secretary of being defensive, like because it's yeah, like just case in point when the Signal Gate happened, when they first asked him, he's like, oh, "We're not sharing classified information over Signal. That's fucking ridiculous. You know, like we're not sharing war plans." And it's like, bro, we got the
Yeah, who do you
screenshots
think we
already.
are? And it's like, dude, they're
Yeah,
right here, bro.
insanity. You know, like what these dudes.
He is the asshole that you either like your uncle, like your asshole family member, or an asshole kid you grew up with who just joined the military and ended up being pretty good at it within reason of
Pretty
like
good at it.
in the sense of
He
playing
would
the part.
never ever.
Hold on, but like he's sold out. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like he can play the part. He has the goofy. Some of them are white supremacist tattoos. He's all about like he leans into it super hard. So he's like the dude that is 50 and is still like I was a fucking Marine, and you're like, yeah, dude, you got kicked out for like selling weed on base in Germany. And he's like, fuck you, I was in the Marines. Like he's like one of those guys.
Yeah.
So he like plays the role, and he just wants to
And
argue.
also like advocating for like fucking war criminals and shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, because he's like, yeah, like guns are cool. Like he is like a guns are
no, no,
cool
we
person.
don't need those pussy ass rules of engagement. So we're just, and then we just bomb a fucking school day one.
Okay, better. He's like Jack Nicholson or like the general guy in Mars Attacks. Whenever they're like in Mars Attacks, Jack Nicholson's president. He's like, "What do we do?" He's like, "I think we shoot nukes at it," and they're just like, everyone's like, "Fuck yeah!" And so other people are like, "Absolutely not." That's Pete Hegseth. The
Yeah,
Hegseth
no
is like,
shit, no
that's
shit.
just boots on the ground.
Like
What did he say
literally,
today?
no,
You don't want to tell them everything you're gonna do. You got to have some sort of surprise, and it's like
but he
for
also
us too. We don't know.
but he was also like Trump's like talking about he's like Rubio's negotiating, Jared Kushner is, Wickoff is, I am, and then Hegseth gets on the mic and he goes, "Hey, and we're negotiating too, talking about the military. We're negotiating with bombs." It's like, oh, okay, thanks, bud.
Yeah,
Hey guys, we're negotiating too.
with death.
Yeah,
It's tight, right? I could say that. That's tight. He's like, I'm in charge of the bombs, bro. You're like, oh, cool. Whoa, okay.
yeah, and then Trump even said that too. He was like, Pete didn't want us to end the war. Pete wants to keep bombing. Isn't that right, Pete?
It's
It's
like,
like, God,
fuck
it's
yeah, dude.
insane. It's insane. Um,
Look at my wife
okay.
over there. Look at my wife. He's like, so I was like, Pete, chill.
Oh, you know what they call the mistress of the mistress of the mistress pulling that off? That's the Newt Gingrich, where he was attacking Bill Clinton when he was the Speaker of the House in the 90s,
Oh, I
attacking Bill
remember.
Clinton
Yeah.
for being like immoral and cheating on his wife. Meanwhile, his wife had cancer, was on her deathbed. He was cheating on her, and then his that mistress that he cheated on his wife with, who his wife died from cancer. And then that mistress he cheated on his wife with got cancer, and he cheated on her, and she died, dude. He left both of them on their deathbed. Newt Gingrich did.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. He's left like, yeah, two women with cancer on their
Yeah.
deathbed. It's
Like
just
we talk about
wild.
how shitty like the Republican presidents are, it's like that's why they have to like hold on to Reagan because it's like they don't have a JFK or an FDR and a have shit. So they're like they act like Reagan was something like that. Same with the speaker, the speakers of the House, like for the fucking Republicans, because the Democrats used to control the House for like decades and decades, and then the Republicans finally took it over with fucking Denny Hastert, who was a high school wrestling coach. Turned out he was a pedophile molesting like his students, and then who took over from Denny Hastert was fucking Newt Gingrich, the the mistress of the mistress of the mistress, but two of his wives had fucking cancer. Meanwhile, he's publicly like shaming Bill Clinton for getting a blowjob. Um, and then fucking MAGA Mike Johnson, dude. Well, then I forgot Boehner and Paul Ryan. You know,
Yeah, John Boehner, Paul Ryan.
yeah, it's Boehner. Boehner's shout out. He's a real one, except for he's still like um put out like legislation or block legislation like making weed legal, and then now he's on the board of a fucking cannabis company, dude.
Of course he is, because he saw the bag. He's like, oh man, I can get this
I
bag.
know. But him and Barack used to go in the back of the White House and smoke cigarettes together, like when they're like negotiating the stimulus or whatever for the
Yeah,
yeah, or maybe the for Obamacare.
yeah. John Boehner wasn't that bad. He just
I
always had this goofy look on his face too, where he's just like,
well, he was drunk all the time, dude.
"Motherfucker."
Well, he was like super tan, he just golfed and like drank wine. That was like
Yeah,
his MO. Yeah. I know it's
yeah,
like him and Romney. It's like I'm like despise them back in the day, but like now it's like dude, these they're at least like patriots.
yeah. But I mean, yeah. What happened to that? What I and this might sound crazy. I'm all for like I'd rather my congressman just like golf and be tan and drink wine and not do goofy shit. Or if like the president was doing something like that rather than like just tearing the country apart. What happened to those guys? Now everything's
They all left. They all got bounced, dude. They got
and they're
high
just
on their
like
own. They got high on their own supply, and all the fucking
tea
constituents that they
Tea
used to like.
Party, then
Right. Yeah,
relabeled as MAGA,
they
just
started to
like
believe their own bullshit, and it's like they fucking like the herd became like the fucking leaders, and then they got ousted. And basically, it was like either they're like, I don't want to be a part of this shit, get me the fuck out, or it was like I'm not, I'm just gonna get primaried and Trump's gonna get me the fuck out. So it's like
yeah,
they got purged, which I mean, obvious that if it was gonna be any party like that, it was gonna be a complete like takeover, would be the Republicans because they were all full of shit,
yeah.
from
I
the beginning.
guess now that I think about it, I've
Didn't
always
stand for anything.
talked a lot of shit about Orrin Hatch because he was like crazy and he was like the oldest man in the room and was
Still
like,
is.
is he still in the room? I thought he's
No,
out.
that's well, him and like Grassley, like fucking Grassley's like 90 running for re-election, dude, I think.
Oh,
Maybe Orrin Hatch stepped out, but
yeah. I
Grassley
know,
is
no.
the
I think Orrin Hatch stepped out like during Biden.
was he Utah?
Yeah, he's Utah.
Yeah, you're right.
And think about he was so crazy for so long and didn't really get shit done because he was like the craziest person in the room. And now
And
he's
then
gone.
he couldn't even keep up with these. Well, he's gone because he's old, dude.
I know, but for all that time he was there, he was the craziest person there, and like no one listened to him. Now he had to leave because he was too old and not crazy enough.
Right. Yeah,
Like
I
the wild
remember
like
him right
polygamist,
at the end. He was like trying to say some MAGA shit, and it was just like it was, ugh. It was like listening to like me talk about mogging or something, and it's like, yeah,
like I feel like Orrin Hatch because he's just like deep in that Mormon stuff. He was probably like, "Hey, hold on, I'm about to call my buddy Warren Jeffs out in Utah," and then someone was like, "Hey, don't do that. He's on the FBI's most wanted list." He's like, "Really? Oh shit. Hey, never mind." Like because he'd been in office for what 40 plus years, something insane like that, something crazy, which is so out of touch. But
that's all of Congress, dude. I mean, that Biden
no,
was
no, no, and I get that. But even when he was in office, he was the oldest person in. So
right.
it's like, yeah,
But I'm saying everybody's on their way to be the oldest because they fucking die in office like my fucking senator Dianne Feinstein like died like
yeah, that was weird.
at a table. Um, I put like
At a
some
sushi Roku on Sunset.
well,
Face.
I was bringing up Hegseth because like the fucking helicopter military helicopter flyby to Kid Rock's house was
I
being
saw that.
investigated. Yeah, it was being investigated this morning, and like an hour before we're recording this on Tuesday night, March 31st. Um, Pete Hex has already exonerated all of the people, so the investigation is no longer going forward. Like they can just really get, jump on things when they really want to. Um, and then the other thing I was at my mom earlier. I was with her and she was watching Fox News, Jesse Waters, and he was making fun of Gavin Newsom. And then he's like, he's like, I don't know, Gavin. He's like, maybe Gavin, you should identify as like as a woman, because you're always looking in the mirror, anyways. Dude, dude. I was like, oh, yeah, because that's what women do. All they do is just look in the mirror, fucking Jesse. It's and like his little pea brain doesn't even understand. He thinks he's like making fun of Gavin, and like, by the way, by calling him a girl, and then he's like, because all you do is look in the mirror, anyways. And then he rattled off like a bunch of other cliche shit about women, like, like it's insane. Like he just belittled women in his
Like
attempt to like.
obviously, if you get that time slot, it's like a bag chase. That's all those guys do is chase a bag. Whether it was Tucker Carlson, whether it's Glenn Beck, whether it's Jesse Waters, it's the same time slot. And there's these people. No, I'm telling
But
you, where
Jesse,
they.
okay, but Jesse Waters was, remember, he was the little bitch boy for Bill O'Reilly and would go do
Mm-hmm.
the beach interviews. So like he's a little bit different where he like, probably he was like his dream to get in that spot. Like it wasn't a money thing. You could have paid him $1 and he would have fucking taken that job. And so now it's like, and like the fact that it fumbled into him, like yeah, it fumbled to Bill O'Reilly, to Glenn Beck, to uh Tucker Carlson, to remember it was Lord Ingram, and then yeah, and then and like I remember when they put his ass, I'm like, this dude, but I guess it just doesn't matter. But Tucker Carlson's now bigger than he's ever been. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he's like selling like pouches, nicotine pouches and shit. It's pretty
Yeah,
wild. His own brand where like like 500,000 of them got knocked off. Saw another thing where 400,000 Kit Kat bars got knocked off on a
it's
train.
it's it's in the notes, bro.
Oh dang! Oh well, dang! I didn't even see. I didn't honestly didn't even look at the notes.
So tight makes it way better.
It does. I like whenever we go over articles,
No, I
especially
know.
therapy
No,
questions.
no, it's fine.
Especially therapy questions when I don't look at them because then they're like
Um,
blindside.
Okay, so I just wanted to call his ass out, like, dude. And then the other thing was I didn't put it in an article because we already had a bunch, but like I just want to point out, fucking Israel, dude. Okay, like whatever happened in Gaza. Here we go again. This is what Israel's doing right now. So they're bombing Lebanon. Okay, that's where Hezbollah is. Whatever. They are outright saying that they are going to take a 20-mile fucking, what they're calling a buffer zone, on the southern border of Lebanon, northern border of Israel, just indefinitely from Lebanon. So basically, they're just going to go annex part of Lebanon. And they said they're going to bulldoze everybody's house there, every Lebanese person's house there. Um, and so there's like a quote buffer zone. Like, dude, dude, this is a war crime, man. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's very obvious they're doing what they can while they have the opportunity and the backing, and no one's really interjecting. So I think because Netanyahu, him being in these constant conflicts, is pretty much just keeping him out of prison, or being scooped up by like the International Criminals Court. There's a lot of people that I mean, he could end up on Interpol one day. Who knows? There's a lot of people that would love to catch this guy wandering around and snatch him up.
Totally, totally, but it's more than that. I think it's the entire right wing like side of
True,
their
but
government
I
has
think
been wanting to do this, and
true,
you're
but
you're right.
it's similar to what you see where you can make a case where with like MAGA, where you could say like whenever Obama was elected, there was this perfect storm of like this black guy president. People are uncomfortable with it. I mean, I'm not okay with people not being comfortable with it, but it's okay to say that because some people weren't. And that created this perfect storm where someone like Trump could come in and take advantage of it. Tea Party, MAGA, whatever, like that whole like grassroots, like you said, the herd overtaking, the
Not,
herds.
but remember, not grassroots, AstroTurf.
But like a lot of the other fears that weren't even coming to fruition yet, but the fear of them happening because a black man had become president. It's obviously a lot deeper than that, but just picking on that one for this instance, that allowed the herd's fears took over, and that's why they were able to take over the party. You have the same thing in Israel, where you have this extremely corrupt, extremely money hungry, driven administration, which is pretty much what it is. Um, exploiting the system to commit war crimes, and they're using like the religious justification of doing this to others. So that's where, like I said, it's a perfect storm where he needs these things to happen to stay in office and not go to prison for the rest of his life. And so there's a sect of the country that was so wanting this to happen that they're like okay with it happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
every
you're right. Like he's in it for his own shit.
yeah, for
However,
his own
there's like,
skin in the game, and they're like,
but
but
his
they don't even.
coalition, his right wing coalition is in it for. So he's like he's the vessel.
Yeah, he's the
They can get
vessel of
yeah, they
this
can get it done.
religious
Yeah,
thing that they need to get done. So it's
it's not
like so.
religious. I mean, it's like it's more than religious, bro.
No, oh, yeah. I mean,
It's like ethnic fucking cleansing type
no,
shit.
no, no, no. I'm not saying that that's not. What I am saying is that the justification or the lack of empathy for these people that are being ethnically cleansed out of an area, um, is strictly in like the base of that house is built on their religious beliefs and religious superiority. So that's like why they feel like they can do that. That's why they can go occupy the West Bank. That's why they feel like they
No,
can
well,
go.
hold on. I wouldn't say the religious superiority. I think what it is uh, the inherent like belief that a Jewish state is allowed to exist, and that's what they're protecting. So it's kind of what you're saying, but it's I don't think that they're saying that. They might some of like maybe Netanyahu and others might
No, no,
think
okay,
that
so they might think that, but I think based off of their.
that's not the Israeli
No,
like.
no, that's not. I'm not saying that, but based off of the actions, I don't feel like if you told me that's somewhere on a page in the back that was written down, like I'd be like, yeah, that totally makes sense. Because
Well, I mean, just
why
like
would you subject another group of people to this and feel justified in doing it if you didn't
okay,
feel
because okay, but
religiously
back up.
superior?
Because every single fucking conflict that Israel's ever been in, it was provoked by someone else, dude. Okay, so let's keep that in perspective.
No, I'm specifically in making reference to occupying the West Bank, the persecution of people in Gaza. Like I feel like they are religiously superior to these people. That's why they would subject
Well,
them to what
I
they
think
do.
what it is that it that if they gave equal rights to Palestinians, there's more Palestinians than there are Israeli Jews, and therefore the Palestinians will vote in, a Palestinian, they, and therefore the Jewish state would be no longer.
No, and
So
I
there,
understand that.
I know,
Yeah.
but which is the fucking paradox because then therefore they have to act like a fucking apartheid state and not a democracy, like in order for it to exist. But like that's, like what's that?
No,
Like
I
I
know
mean,
they have like yeah, they have an apartheid state based on like religious persecution. Like at the end of the day, like that's what it comes down to. Because if
right.
every single one of them was like, hey, I mean, not that they would even accept it, but if every Palestinian was like, hey, we want to be a part of the Jewish state too, and we're all Jewish, and Hezbollah is like, hell yeah, Mazel Tov, and everybody just converts, they still wouldn't be down with it. Like that's they wouldn't allow that to happen. That's an outrageous outcome, but it wouldn't even be possible. They'd be like, nah, we're good. Like, and that's where it's like it's a sticky situation to say the least, but them now attacking Lebanon, I'm just saying they're using this time as an opportunity to get done what they feel like they need to get done or they have the right to get done. And
Or they've just wanted to do this, but there's been constraints in the past, and right now it's like, fucking free for all.
yeah, they're playing with house money. Like I
right?
just
No,
won the
like
Powerball. What are you
you
gonna
know,
do
it's like
tomorrow? Buy a
it,
thousand Powerball tickets? You'd be like, really? That's crazy. It's like, why the fuck not? I just won yesterday. Maybe I'll win
well,
again.
I think it's more like they're in their like who gonna check me boo like phase. Like nobody, like
Yeah.
nobody's here to tell them no. It's like we went to war with Iran, the United States did, because Israel was going to go to war with that was according to our Secretary of
You're
State
like
and
Jeffrey Epstein buying a lottery ticket because he did when his estate won the lottery. I don't know if you ever saw that, but like I think it was the Epstein estate won like a Powerball or a lottery
no way.
ticket on a lottery ticket for a shit ton of money, and it got absorbed or like claimed by like the Zorro Ranch, some shit. I mean, that could either be made up or it's 100% true. But I've seen that like 10,000 times. Is that Epstein potentially won like a pretty large lottery sum?
Yeah, but what are the odds that he like knew, fucking
No, not that
blackmailed the
he knew,
person?
but I'm just like,
No, I'm saying that he blackmailed the person in order to get the fucking lottery to win the lottery.
dude, that would be hard. That's wild.
I don't put it past him to that. The dude's a
How could
billionaire. He's a
you? I guess
fucking
you'd have to
history
wait. You could
teacher.
like wait the balls or whatever
Yeah,
because it's Powerball, so they do it live. So then you'd have to
dude,
like rig it live.
It's Epstein, dude. It's like, what do you mean, dude? Like, he just died like in jail.
Yeah,
Um, okay.
I gotta look that up now.
Therapy question, or now on to therapy questions. Therapy question number one, Joseph. If your lifestyle was sponsored, what brand fits you best?
Just a caveat. This is obviously from like AI because it's like giving me a synopsis based on newly released DOJ documents and resurfaced reports. It is heavily alleged that a trust linked to Jeffrey Epstein won 80 to 85 million dollars on the Powerball jackpot in 2008, shortly after he began a 13-month jail sentence in Florida. The winning ticket was claimed by the Zorro Trust, which is the same legal entity Epstein used to purchase his like 8,000 square foot Zorro Ranch property. Just 2 days after Epstein was booked, he the on July 2nd, 2008, is when the Powerball drawing occurred. So two
That's,
days after being locked up, he won 80. Yeah, that's gotta be.
that's insane.
Sorry, I just had to look it up
I
because
mean that's like when I saw they said like Ghislaine Maxwell's is like brother or mom.
it was her
Um,
dad. Her dad was like a black man,
no, I know
blackmailer.
that, but no, that they owned Amber Alert. And
Yeah,
I was like nobody owns. I'm like what the fuck? But it like was trying to like sell it like in a convincing way, like
I was
you'd be
like,
like at
doesn't
first you're like what the fuck, but then I'm like no, dude, come
after being from Texas, because that the I think the case when that happened actually happened like in like the greater DFW area. Doesn't Amber own the Amber Alert?
on. It's just a fucking.
I
It's a
know, but wouldn't it be because a person it's named after? Like if it's gonna be
She
like,
didn't
oh,
really. I don't
that's
think she owns anything, bro.
well, it's like, oh, that's Bob's law because Bob got hit by a train on his scooter. So now if you do that and you're on the scooter, it's your fault. That's the new law. It's Bob's law. Like wouldn't like
Right, but they were trying to make it seem like it was like a system that they were running, so that they knew like where all the
I own
kidnapped
the
kids were,
patent, dude. That's a dude. That's a
or they could
tweaky.
kidnap.
That's a tweaky ass claim. Like I own the patent for Amber Alert. Like that's some shit a tweaker would say. Like outside of 7-Eleven that you give a cigarette to. He's like, hey man, I'm just trying
Well,
to get back on my
it's
feet.
not even. It's not to
I'm
own the
waiting on my
patent.
check. You know what I'm saying? I patented Amber Alert and I locked
No,
that in my bank
it's like
account right now.
you're in charge of when the alerts go out.
Oh, like that's like one person, like one
The
one
one
unit.
company.
Yeah.
Well, no, a company.
No, it's definitely
No, I know it's not. That's
no,
what
I
they were
know.
trying to say. Okay.
Oh, you're fine.
Uh, okay. Therapy question number one. If your lifestyle was sponsored, what brand fits you best?
I don't know if I wanted to be spot Ghost Energy drinks, baby. Those are my faves. Um,
Ghost Energy.
yeah, hell yeah. Ghost Energy drinks are the best. One
Okay.
per day. That's all I have is one in the morning. That's it.
Oh, I was like yelling at somebody like the other day. I was like, you could have 13 of the ghosts and it'd be better than having one monster. Like literally.
No, that's probably true, but I don't want to have 13 or 14 in a day. That sounds
No,
like
I'm not. 13's insanity. Like,
you might die.
but I mean, you go with six, and it's like people be like, "Oh, six?" Be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Like what?
What?
I butt chugged this. I butt bonged this bitch, dude.
Yeah, I used to go to fucking group therapies like
Blue
eight
Raz.
hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Just hitting the black coffee all day. It's like what the no difference.
You want to know why they call me Blue Raz? You don't want to know.
Oh, did you see that there's a new Blue Raz
Yeah.
Ghost Energy?
What
Yeah.
what I love about that one, and then there's the crayon grape. The Welch's crayon grape is fire. They say new on them, so not
Of
just
course.
new. They say new.
Was anybody fucking surprised? Is anybody surprised
No,
that
stop it,
the
because it
brother
doesn't
on the
taste like
podcast
no,
loves the
no.
grape?
It doesn't taste like grape soda.
He's over
First
here
of
eating
all,
the Welch's grape.
crayon grape. It's like it tastes like cranberry juice grape. It literally tastes like ocean spray, like cranberry juice. It's fucking delicious. I've been slamming the originals, just the white can. The solid white can is really good. I don't even know
Uh,
what that flavor is.
oh, you know what somebody just also told me out here? That so they got rid of all of the flavored
Sour.
vapes.
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
Yeah, but except for you can get them anywhere. They're just not like displayed. I don't know for how long you can get them, but it seems pretty like inventory seems high right now. But this person was telling me like they're like, do you like menthols? And I was like, when I ever would smoke a cigarette, menthol for sure. Uh, they're saying that because they sell no flavor vapes at the gas stations here, and like I've like I'm like what? And then the no flavor vapes are menthol. So they banned menthol cigarettes, banned all the flavor vapes. Only are selling no flavor vapes, but the no flavor vapes are menthol.
Hmm.
I know.
Well, you got to put them on blast. They're blowing up their spot, man.
No, I think they know. And then this was like a chick that was like a lesbian, if you will, at a bar, and then she like let me hit her vape, and it tastes like menthol, and it was like harsh like a menthol too. I was like, whoa.
So are you
So
on the no flavors now?
oh, I haven't tried it. Like, um,
Just
that was like
besides that
on.
one time you hit that lesbian's no flavor vape.
Well, that like just happened on
Oh.
when was that? I don't know. Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Saturday. Okay. Therapy question number two. If your therapist wrote a Yelp review about you, what's the headline?
Hmm.
Mine would be, because this is a quote from her, "You're not a very good fuck boy."
That's pretty awesome. Mine would probably be like, dude, you need to relax. Something like that. Because I'm always going a million miles an hour. Um, and they always get on to me about that, about like relaxing. Uh, it's always been like, I used to be able to do it all the time. And now it feels very difficult for me to do at times. Or when I have downtime, I'm like spinning and I need something to do. So it'd probably be to like chill the fuck out.
Meditate, bitches.
Yeah, probably. I'm definitely a workaholic and not necessarily to a bad degree. It's interesting. Like, my brain moves a million miles an hour all the time. My work allows me to do that all the time. So it's like they like rub very well together and I can balance it. But, I mean, not to get all tiny violin, but whenever I was like living in my car and shit, I mean, the only thing that got me out of it was work, like just working my ass off. So that once I did that, it was really hard for me to turn it off. if that makes sense. Like it's like no, there's like a constant fear of living in my
Survival
car again.
instinct. It's like if
Yeah,
yeah, if
like
I don't
sliding.
stop it,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sliding all the way back. Like it's like a if I so I'm always like, oh, I don't go backwards. I only move forwards, and I look back to see how far I've come. It's like because there's a truth to it. It's like nah, man, I just don't want to slide back down that hill and be like sleeping in my car at Lake Grapevine. Like that shit sucked. Um, and that's what motivated me to get my shit together. So, yeah, and that's always kind of where I wind up with my whenever I would be in therapy. Is like they're like, dude, you gotta chill. Like you're doing okay, and I'm like, yeah, but what? And they're like, stop with the but what?
The brand that I would have sponsored me, I forgot to say mine, would be FTX, I think.
Okay,
No, no. Probably Vans.
Vans.
Yeah, I think for obviously to me.
Yeah, Vans would
Or
be tight,
yeah, Vans or Spotify. Those are my two.
or
Those,
Spotify.
those are my two for-profit corporations that I root for.
Mm.
Uh,
Or I'd do something dumb like steak or like some
Trump steak.
gambling. No, no, like some gambling site.
I was thinking like maybe like the Trump like commemorative coin or
Ooh, Trump phones, Trump Mobile, T Mobile.
well, I don't think that's out yet.
It's not. It's coming, dude. It's coming.
What about Polymarket or Kalshi? They're throwing money around.
Yeah, they're throwing money around like
Like, yeah, doesn't matter
stupid.
how many people in the Trump administration just fucking like insider trade and just scalp them for like $500 million here and there. Like that money's coming out of like Kalshi's like it's like it's not like that like when they're putting 100 mil that like Maduro get like swooped like in the next 24 hours. It's not like there's 100 mil on the other side of it, so it's like it's got to come from the house. So I don't know why maybe they're just so flush in cash like on the other side, or if this is just part of doing business and they're gonna figure it out and just take the hits. But like if I knew Stephen Miller was just in there just like scalping me like because he's like he's just insider trading all day, like I'd be
Like Barron
fucking
Trump show, like helping him set up a wallet, and he's like, yeah,
yeah. But also fucking DJ TJ Donald Trump Jr. Is on the board of Poly Market, so that's I can't even I cannot remember when Hunter was on the board of a fucking oil company in Ukraine, and that was the biggest deal in the world. You got
yeah.
paid like, yeah, come on, dude. Okay. Therapy question number three. Would you rather lose your sense of humor or your ability to trust people?
I'd rather, I'd rather lose my ability to trust people than lose my sense of humor because my sense of
Same. I don't
humor
trust anybody anyways,
yeah,
motherfuckers.
my
No, I'm
sense
just
of
kidding.
humor gets me through so much. And even if I wasn't able to trust people, I would still be able to laugh and laugh at myself for not being able to trust people. So I'd still have some enjoyment being able to trust people, but like not having a sense of humor would be miserable. You'd just be alone and like be a really loyal friend. Like that's pretty much what I mean. You'd be more
Yeah.
loyal
I
than
trust that you're
anybody
not going to come and
else.
hang out with me.
Yeah, I could trust you. Could trust that. Like you would be. It would be a pretty lonely existence.
Right.
But sense of humor, come on, man, be keeping that.
Yeah, keeping that. Because you're going to lose your trust anyways, over time. You're just going to get beaten out of you.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's Mr. Goody Optimist over here. I'm just fucking with y'all. Okay. Final therapy question. If your worst take went viral, are you doubling down or issuing the Notes app apology?
um,
Joseph's
worst.
worst take is
Oprah's a bad
OJ
person.
OJ is like innocent, or Oprah is a terrible person, or
I'd rather that go viral. All right, double down. I'd be like,
on
absolutely.
both of those.
Um, I never said that I thought OJ was innocent. I just said that there's a
you,
chance he didn't
you
do
said
it.
his son did it.
There are two theories.
Not only did you exonerate
Oh,
Orville, whatever his name is,
Orenthal James.
I was gonna say Orenthal, but Jesus. Yeah, Orenthal James. Not only did you exonerate him, but then you fucking accused his son of doing it, the crime.
His son was a
My
chef.
son.
Was a chef. Was trained in knife to knife. Was like a knife expert in the military. I'm not even making this up. And was arrested for assaulting somebody with a deadly weapon with a knife. Like his
Okay.
oldest son. That's all I'm saying.
Objection.
And apparently he was
Objection. Irrelevant.
really. But no, it's not. There's just a theory that maybe his son did it. There's also a whole nother theory that it was this like serial
Okay.
killer guy. The serial
So,
killer guy
what do
confessed to
you
doing
think? What do
it.
you think your worst take is?
I mean, that'd be up there.
No shit.
Yeah, for sure. And Oprah's a bad person because that's like people get mad about that. But I used to say
I
that about
I just
Ellen, and I was right about Ellen. That's all I'm
okay,
saying.
but two different people.
Yeah, two different people.
One's a cis
Same
straight
evil
female.
basket.
One's a cis straight female, and the other is a seventh grade boy. No, no, I heard.
Jesus. No,
No, my homie's he works construction, and he two of them actually, and they were on working Ellen's house in Montecito, and yeah, apparently she was not nice.
yeah, she's like really shitty. But
But
no, and it's
whatever.
just you can't be
Oprah's
the.
bringing a whole motherfucking mantra, lifestyle, a way of being, dude.
Yeah, I don't trust that. That's like a
She's
cult.
on that Buddhist type
Oh,
shit.
oh, I know that's some cult shit. I'm good.
No, it's not.
I don't trust it. Don't trust her.
Okay. I think my worst take is probably that it's totally chill for like 16-year-old boys to hook up with their teachers if they're females.
Jesus.
It's absolutely not okay if it's a male teacher and a female student. Um,
You're just like a meme with that. Like you're like
I just
like
I
a
like
South Park episode.
I've
No, but
I when I was that age, I believed it would have been fine. It would be fine, and I've analyzed it, periodically since, and I don't feel any different about it. I was saying this to somebody. I was like, it would have been great for all parties involved. And this person, she was like, I like how you just assume it would have been great for the teacher, like a 16-year-old boy knows how to like have sex, huh? And I'm like, psh, psh, psh. I was like, the irrational confidence is real.
no, I mean that's you have fun defending that. That's crazy because
Well,
that's just a meme. Like you sound like a meme. Like
well,
you're that
well, no,
person in the
no, I
comments
was
who's
just
like,
I was just saying.
no,
I didn't
you're
say I was
that. You're
defending it.
no, but
I didn't say
no,
I was
but you're saying it's totally okay. So you'd be the
I'm saying that's
person.
how I feel. That's my worst take.
Where were these
If it
people
goes
when I was
viral,
in school? Like that.
if
That's
it goes
literally
viral,
the.
if it goes
Calm.
viral, I might have to talk to my team and do an apology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do you
Uh,
double down or do you do the
that's
notes
what I'm
app?
saying. I don't.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
you probably have to apologize.
Oh, yeah. I'll
Well,
apologize
we've
I'll apologize like Trump apologizes.
there's been like Boosie, that rapper, who was like, yeah, he said that he bought like a bunch of prostitutes for his like 14 or 15-year-old kid at one point. And everyone was like,
That's
what the fuck?
different. That's
That's
different.
wild, bro. That's insane. That's crazy. That's the next step up. And then he
No,
doubled down on it. Like he
no,
didn't give
that
a
the
shit.
next step. That's like you sex trafficking women to a minor, dude. That's what that
No,
is.
and to your own kid, that's crazy. That's
Right.
fucking
That's like
nuts. And he
that
like
is
quadrupled
that's
down on it.
different. That's different
He's
than
like, and he, but I'm saying that's his. I mean, he has a bunch of bad takes. I'd say that's his worst, and he's like quadrupled down on it.
well, shout out Boozy Badass.
No,
uh, um, yeah, no tap apology because everybody loves a good apology and a good comeback story. They like to they like to break you down just to build you back up, and I'll ride that wave.
okay,
But
sounds
everybody knows I don't mean it.
with the apology
Just feel like it
or
would have
rather,
been,
oh, okay.
and I don't feel like it's a red flag for that teacher either.
All right, move to articles. Just move to articles.
Ah, Okay, I forgot that I'm in charge of articles too because I put all these in here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah. So first one was from Reuters. It's entitled "U.S. says Iran war at decisive moment. Tehran threatens U.S. businesses in region" by Phil Stewart, Stephen Shear, and Yamna um, Ayab. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said on Tuesday the next few days in the war against Iran would be decisive and warned Tehran that the conflict would intensify if it did not make a deal. Iran's Revolutionary Guard hit back with a new threat against U.S. companies in the region starting Wednesday. It listed 18 businesses, including Microsoft, Google, Apple, Intel, IBM, Tesla, and Boeing. Hegseth, who reported he visited U.S. troops in the Middle East on Saturday, said President Donald Trump was willing to make a deal with Iran to end the war. Talks were ongoing and gaining strength, but the U.S. was prepared to continue the war if Iran did not comply, he said. We have more and more options, and they have less. In only 1 month, we set the terms. The upcoming days will be decisive, Hegseth said in Washington. Iran knows that, and there's almost nothing they can militarily do about it. Okay, dude, except for shut down the whole fucking Strait of Hormuz. Responding to the threat against American corporate interests, a White House official said the U.S. military was prepared to curtail any attacks. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi uh, said on Tuesday he has been receiving direct messages from U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, but they do not constitute negotiations, Qatar's Al Jazeera TV cited him as saying. The messages include threats or exchanged views delivered through friends, he added. The month long conflict has spread across the region, killing thousands, disrupting energy supplies, and threatening to send the global economy into a tailspin. Trump threatened on Monday to obliterate Iran's energy plants if it does not agree to a peace deal and open the Strait of Hormuz, a vital waterway for global oil shipments that has effectively been blocked by Iran. The U.S. president on Tuesday criticized countries that have not helped the U.S. war effort, such as Britain. In a social media post, he said that in response to the global fuel shortage, these countries should buy energy from the U.S. or find some delayed courage, go to the strait, and just take it. France and Italy have pushed back against some U.S. Israeli military operations, sources said, highlighting how divisions between NATO allies have been exposed by the war. Pope Leo urged Trump on Tuesday to look for an off ramp to the war in an unusual direct appeal from the pontiff to the president. Hopefully, he's looking for a way to decrease the amount of violence, the Pope told journalists outside his residence near Rome. Oil prices head for a record monthly gain. Iran on Monday struck a fully loaded oil tanker off of Dubai and set it ablaze. The fire was brought under control. If it was Iran's latest attack on merchant vessels in the Gulf or in the Strait of Hormuz since the United States and Israel launched the war on February 28th. Crude oil prices briefly spiked again after the attack on the tanker. Tight global supplies pushed Brent crude oil futures up 64% to $118 a barrel in March. Higher oil and fuel prices have also started to weigh on U.S. household finances and are a political headache for Trump and his Republican Party before November midterm elections. The national U.S. national average retail price of gasoline cost $4 a gallon for the first time in over 3 years on Monday, data from price tracking service GasBuddy showed. But the Brent contract for June settled down to $3.42 on Tuesday to $103.97 a barrel, following unconfirmed media reports that Iran's president said the country was ready to end the war, assuming some guarantees were put in place. What do you think, Joseph? Shit show, shit show, shit show. Like, we're not going to be able to stop Iran from fucking up the Strait of Hormuz unless they put fucking boots on the goddamn ground. The UAE wants to get involved now, wants to by force take the Strait of Hormuz. Like all these fools like need is like a motherfucking, like lawnmower factory to like produce this shit, like a truck to launch it. Like I don't see how this is like gonna end anytime soon. Even they stop the war now. Like how the fuck is it over? Like he's gonna end the war without opening up the Strait of Hormuz? No. Like it just dude. And then there's fertilizer shortages plus oil shortages, and that shit is like it's not like oh it's like 20% short and like today. It's like no, it starts to pile up, pile up, pile up, and it's like it's gonna like really fuck shit up.
Yeah,
And
I
there's no
mean,
way out.
to not any what they say is like all the people who do simulations,
War games.
2.0 Shout out 2.0, the man. He
Oh.
worked as a defense contractor in like military strategic simulation type shit. And every outcome shows them closing the Strait of Hormuz and fucking with it. And they've been
Right.
doing that for forever. So to say that they didn't assume that this would be an outcome is either really naive and ignorant, or it's just a lie. Because this was going to be the outcome. Then we lift the sanctions on Russia, so now they're making like $1 billion a day selling oil to like Cuba and everybody all over the fucking world now because they need Russian oil. So we're
Meanwhile, they're giving targeting information to
yeah.
Iran to kill Americans while we're giving them money to then go fund their war in Ukraine. Which, by the way, just shout out the Ukrainians have taken back 225,000 square kilometers in the past 3 months. Do you fucking Ruskies?
So yeah, it's a complete and total kerfluffle. And it's the same with the Department of Homeland Security, and then TSA not getting paid, and then the airports get bad. We've talked about this and then next thing you know, we got to figure something out. We got to get funding. Oh my God, Jim Bob can't fly to Cancun, and it's going to take him 8 hours, including just to get there, and it's a 2 hour flight. Like we can't do this, and that's normally whenever something happens. Like there's no incentivization for them to reopen the Strait of Hormuz without some sort of guarantees, and we're not really willing to give them because we have a 15 points of victory or some 15 pillars
A
of victory or
15
something.
point plan and to get the ceasefire going, whatever the fuck, and the war that's not a war, it's an excursion to prevent a war, blah 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 blah. Um,
But some of the stuff that we're asking of them in these 15 points to a ceasefire is like the total opposite of what they're wanting. Like some of
No
them are
shit.
just
Well, this is what Iran's saying that they're gonna put up like fucking tolls like for boats. So they're gonna like be involved, and all of the Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, all of them now uh don't want like the United States to end this until like Iran's like like the regime is done. Because they don't want to like have to deal with like because they don't want to do it diplomatically because if they did negotiate this opening of the Strait of Hormuz that like they think that that's going to give Iran like a seat at the table and then they can like now dictate what's going on and so they don't even want to deal with that so they'd rather
but isn't
just
it kind of obvious that in some ways they do? I
they do
mean,
what.
dictate what goes on over there when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz. Obviously,
Oh
they
no,
do.
they know they
No,
100%
that's
do.
what I'm saying. It's like,
No, I know. So, but they're saying like, so that's what like the like Saudi and the UAE are saying like they need to go harder. We need to completely take over this because we don't want the Iranians involved at all. So, I mean, like, and I just, dude, what a fucking
they're
mess.
saying like potentially boots on the ground. We have like what
It's the only way you're gonna do it, dude.
50,000 troops over there. That's 10,000 more than we normally have stationed. With supposedly potentially more on the way. So they're talking about doing a boots on the ground, going in and extracting and taking out all of this enriched uranium from them. I don't know how big they think like Iran is, but it's pretty fucking big. Like, and where these bases are, where these things would be stored and kept, are pretty treacherous. It'd be pretty dangerous to send people. It would take tens of thousands of troops to go in there and take out this enriched uranium. At this point, too, if you knew where it was and you wanted to go in, stealth, quick as night, try to do it that way and take some shit, like when we bombed them the first time, cool, you might have had a chance. They're waiting for you to show up and try to take their shit now.
And not to mention, we bombed the fucking ship. I thought we obliterated, so now it's like under rubble. So then you have to get like excavators to get the fucking, go get it from like the shit that we like, on top of it. Like, it's not even, dude. It's not the fucking, you know, that's not even what we're supposed to be doing. Like, it's like what are they?
I'm trying to
We're
think of
gonna
like
take their
I'm trying to think of like an analogy, but it's like some like your friend that's full of shit telling you beat down somebody's front door and kicked their ass, and then you see like the ring footage and he like knocked twice, kicked the door and walked away, and then they never fought, and you're like, wait, well, so what the fuck's going on? Because at the end of the day, what we've said we've accomplished, we haven't. Otherwise, we wouldn't be reacting the way we are. It still wouldn't be going on like the way it is. So it's like either you lied then or you lied now. I think you lied both times. And now it's just escalated and made the situation worse and worse. We could see gas reach a higher point than any time during Biden's administration. That's possible.
Yeah,
That
it's
would
already. What do you mean? It already
well, it's
is.
the highest in 3 years.
Okay. I mean,
I'm just
I just.
saying.
I mean, my shit was over $6 a gallon yesterday.
What I'm saying is, if it is over any time, then Trump would be stuck with. I mean, this could reach the highest gas prices of all time.
Okay. The gas prices for a second like reached higher because that was right when the Ukraine war popped off, and but it wasn't,
No, I know,
sustained.
but that's I'm just saying you got to fully take away that talking point or that semantic. You could just like if he keeps going, he could have some of the highest gas prices ever. I know we're already kind of at that point, but it could continue to balloon if it doesn't get resolved. And the only way you can really resolve it is by leaving, and that's not something he can really afford to do.
Yeah, it hit $5 a gallon nationally under Biden, like for a brief period right when the war started. Oh, like it was war started in February. It was in June of that year, 22. And then today is the highest. It's been under Trump at $4 a gallon.
But I mean, and that was something that we didn't start that conflict. That was just an outcome of the conflict.
No shit.
So this is like we started this
A war
conflict.
of choice. Yeah.
Yes, this is like our
And
fault.
then Trump keeps going out there and saying that he thought the oil prices would be worse. It's like, oh, you started this war and you thought it was going to be worse than this, you fucking idiot.
Somebody made a good point when they said that at the State of the Union, like 2 or 3 days before this happened, he could have like announced like or made a point to like discuss the fact that this was happening. Like that was his time to sell the
That they were
American
planning
public.
on going it's because they weren't planning on it yet, dude. They came up with this shit as soon as the Epstein files started creeping the fuck out.
Huh? I'm just saying, like to go to that and not
They
that was
still
your
haven't sold it. They still haven't told
no, I
us.
know, but that was your best opportunity to sell it. That was your like selling pitch moment, and you didn't
Okay,
even
well
do
then
it.
the next best opportunity is now, or yesterday, or the day before, and they still haven't done it, dude. They still it's just regime change, ballistic missiles, nuclear program. It's like which one is it? We've already won. We've already won. It's like this shit was over in a day, was it? Now how come like fucking 10 troops just got like hit on Friday?
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Next article is from the Washington Post. Judge halts construction on Trump's ballroom, says Congress must decide. Judge Richard Leone criticized the Trump administration's brazen arguments for the project. The planned $400 million ballroom has been a presidential priority by Dan Diamond and Jonathan Edwards. A federal judge ordered a halt to the construction of President Donald Trump's White House ballroom, ruling that Trump lacks authority to fund the estimated $400 million project through private donations. U.S. District Judge Richard Leone disagreed with the Trump administration's argument that the president has broad authority to make changes to the White House without congressional approval, including projects on the scale of his planned 90,000 square foot ballroom. The President of the United States is the steward of the White House for future generations of first families. He is not, however, the owner. Leon wrote in a 35-page ruling issued Tuesday afternoon. No statute comes close to giving the president the authority he claims to have, he wrote. Leon, an appointee of President George W. Bush, also wrote that Trump had not identified a law that allowed him to demolish the White House East Wing last year without congressional approval. He stayed his order for 2 weeks and ruled crews would continue construction necessary to ensure the safety and security of the White House. Within hours, the Trump administration notified the court it would appeal Leone's decision, which the White House called egregious. President Trump clearly has the legal authority to modernize, renovate, and beautify the White House, just like all of his predecessors did, White House spokesman Davis Ingalls said in a statement, adding, "We are confident we will prevail." Speaking in the Oval Office, Trump told reporters that Leone was so wrong for ruling that the ballroom needed congressional approval. He suggested that many parts of the project would move forward, such as the ballroom's bulletproof glass and anti drone installations on the roof, citing Leone's decision that the White House could proceed on efforts to ensure safety and security. I'm allowed to continue building as necessary, Trump said. He also attacked the group that brought the lawsuit, the National Trust for Historic Preservation, on social media. Carol Quillen, the National Trust CEO, said the organization was pleased that the ballroom construction would be halted until the administration complies with the law and obtains authorization from Congress. This is a win for the American people on a project that forever impacts one of the most beloved and iconic places in our nation, Quillen said in a statement. For more than 3 months, lawyers have battled over whether the president needed congressional approval for his project. Administration lawyers have argued that Congress implicitly authorized the president to make changes to the White House when it set aside several $1 million for annual maintenance of the president's residence in a law that allowed for the building's alteration and improvement. Leone sharply rejected that argument in his ruling, noting that the law authorizes the president to spend an annual budget on the building's care, maintenance, repair, and specifically cites air conditioning, heating, and lighting as examples. He accused administration lawyers of cherry picking words to support an argument that would allow tearing down the White House and building a modern skyscraper in its place, so long as the president considered it an improvement. A brazen interpretation indeed, Leone wrote. Leone had signaled his skepticism of the administration's claim in several previous hearings. In a March 17th hearing, he expressed frustration after a Justice Department lawyer defended the East Wing's demolition and the ballroom's construction by citing past projects at national parks, which Leone said were not comparable. The White House is a special place, he said. This is an iconic symbol of this nation. In February, Leone denied an earlier request for a preliminary injunction sought by the National Trust, but invited the organization to revise its challenge. At that time, he said the National Trust had wrongly invoked the Administrative Procedure Act to attempt to block Trump's project, finding that the law did not apply to the White House executive residence because it is not a federal agency. Trump subsequently claimed on True Social that Leone had thrown out and completely erased the effort to stop the ballroom's construction, mischaracterizing the judge's ruling. What do you think?
I mean, I watched some people talk about this. I think he's building his like fallout bunker for whenever he refuses to leave office. He's gonna lock himself in there because they're building a bunker, like a secure bunker, underneath this ballroom. Um, so we'll see. And he's made comments like it's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. It's a bunch of bullshit. The way it's interpreted is yes, you would need Congress approval to make alterations like that or for money for something like that. It's obviously a brazen interpretation of what it says. And there's also a statute for being in DC. You have to have Congress approval to make any alterations to any federal property or park that you would need Congress's approval. So if you wanted to make a change to a public park, you would have to get Congress's approval to put a new fountain in if you wanted to upgrade the park and do that. So anything that happens within the confines of DC basically needs Congress's approval if it's going to be an alteration to anything that's property that's owned by the Fed. So there's rules that exist that negate exactly what he's saying. It's just like not being looked at that
Well,
way.
okay, but this is what's amazing about this is so what this is because this is like to me this was like the first crack in the MAGA like movement was the ballroom. They're like, wait, what the fuck? And then it was the Epstein file, and then it started, and then the Iran war. Um, but so this is gonna make fucking Republicans who now they have to make a decision. Are you gonna give Trump his sign the thing so Trump can do his ballroom? Because that's that Trump. You're not gonna take his fucking ballroom, are you? But then that means that these Republicans are gonna be on the record voting for this fucking ballroom that everybody universally hates, So it's perfect, dude. It's like either you're gonna piss Trump off because you guys won't like give him the authorization, or you're gonna be on the record voting for this, and then we can hold it against you.
Yeah.
Just like voting, like any Democrat who's voting like to fund this Iran war, you're a fucking idiot.
The whole thing's stupid. Building it was stupid. Now it's like stalled. It's not even. What there's something he's like. Look at the pillars. These are the pillars. There. What did
Yeah,
he say?
uh, Corinthians
Yeah, Corinthians. They say the most beautiful of
columns.
all. The Corinthian columns. They say that they're the most beautiful of all columns. It's like what?
He was trying to get rid of the fucking columns on the White House. I heard somebody had to like talk him out of it. Like, dude,
Yeah, the whole thing's dumb. And yes, that is very true. This was a weird pause moment for some people. Like, we're gonna do what? And then the cost kept going up and up and up and up and up.
what was the ballroom right as he's doing the fucking tariffs, and like taking like that. So you're taking healthcare away from people, like you're slapping tariffs on, so which is a sales tax on everybody, and then you're building your fucking ballroom, and then now gas is like at an all-time high or like close to it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's almost like the ballroom's been forgotten about.
He won't. What do you mean? He just brings it up like in the middle of fucking
No, I know.
conversations.
I'm just saying, like on my end, there's so much other stupid shit going on that he's
Right,
doing. I
right.
was like, oh yeah,
I mean,
that ballroom.
the
It's like a
Epstein files have
quarter.
been like this shit is working. What happened to the Epstein files? Like I'm screaming. I'm like, and I wasn't even a big Epstein files guy, but it's like, dude, we were like all watching the fucking playbook. Like they're starting wars to distract from this guy's like, obviously like pedophile past, and we're just like letting it happen. Congress unanimously passed a law to release all of the files, and they're still not released. I don't understand what you're doing, Congress.
Yeah, but for that to happen, everybody would have to be acting in good faith and do
Why
their
vote for it?
jobs.
Why vote to release them all and then just let like you? What you're just
I do think there's a lot of
abdicating
people.
power to fucking Trump.
I do think there's a lot of people, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who included, who genuinely thought that he wouldn't be involved in it at all, and were shocked by his reaction and his refusal to release him. So I think there's people that each day are more stunned that he's chosen not to, and they were people who a year or 2 years ago would have been like, "Oh, he's here to take them all down." And I think that there's a large swath of people that were like, "Wait, why doesn't he want to? You said you were going to." So I think it took people seeing him actively do it for them to change their
No,
minds
I'm
on
just
it.
talking about Congress needs to fucking get the fucking
No,
files that they asked for.
true. No, and I do think that maybe there's people that probably thought he's covering for people or he's not that involved. So if we do this vote, there's people who voted for it to release it who thought he wouldn't be this overtly involved. There's some idiots.
And you think they wouldn't have voted for it if they knew that he was
Yeah,
involved?
I think that they would. I think that there's some like I think that they wouldn't. I think more people would have voted against it had they have thought that it was to the extent that it was.
I disagree. I think everybody fucking knows, dude. They're not idiots. I feel like Marjorie maybe didn't, but okay. I think they all fucking know, and then they just realize the whole fucking thing's coming crashing down. And I want to be on the side of voting to not release the fucking Epstein files when it comes out that this motherfucker is a pedophile.
You
I
know
don't.
who I wonder who what his take is or a friend of the pod George Santos. I wonder what he how Santos feels about the Epstein files. You know, that'd
I'm
just
sure
be
we
an
could.
interesting take.
I'm sure he's got a clip.
I'm sure he might. He probably does. He might. So hitting the pod circuit. He's got no
Yeah.
restitution, so he got to keep all that money he stole.
Hell yeah.
Right?
City boys up.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, next article was
City
just like,
girls. Well, it depends. If he's in Brazil, it's city girls up. If he's in New York, it's city boys up.
oh, that's true, but his pronouns are USA.
Let's
Um,
fucking go. I love that.
Next article, ESPN, Mark Schlabach. Tiger Woods stepping away from golf to seek treatment. Tiger Woods said Tuesday night that he's stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health, announcing the decision 4 days after he was arrested on suspicion of DUI and refusal to submit to a lawful test stemming from a rollover crash in Florida. I know and understand the seriousness of the situation I find myself in today, the 15-time major champion said in a statement posted to his social media accounts. I'm stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health. This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well being and work toward lasting recovery. I'm committed to taking the time needed to return to a healthier, stronger, and more focused place, both personally and professionally. I appreciate your understanding and support and ask for privacy for my family, loved ones, and myself at this time. What do you think about
This fool
Woods
should
getting in
not be
another
driving.
accident? No
He just
shit.
shouldn't be driving, bro. That's it.
No shit. What the fuck?
You're like one of the first athlete to be worth a billy, right?
Yeah.
And like you're out here like not taking Ubers. He got when
Falling
and
asleep
so
at the wheel at a stoplight.
So he was found. They found like two hydrocodone in his pocket, like loose pills in his pocket. Um,
Can't even get oxy. Can't even get that fatty.
and look, I mean, he had that really serious accident where he flipped his car, um, and had like all sorts of back
Yeah.
issues, leg issues.
Down
Like
the
he
street
was,
from here.
and he was all he already he obviously has a substance abuse problem. That's not a mystery at this point. This just kind of reaffirms it, and
And
it's like
that
it's
in
sad.
that substance is called Denny's waitresses.
No, I mean you can just point to that happening and that coming to light and that being like the beginning of the end. Like once that happened, I think that his substance abuse probably skyrocketed after that. I mean, he lost his Gatorade deal, his
Well, no,
Nike
I mean, just
deal.
think about how many times he's been injured, and then how hard he presses to come back, and
Yeah,
just like
no. For well,
that grind in itself.
well, how he played golf or plays golf creates all this torque and tension. That's half of why he has a bad back. Is because of how he plays. I mean, whenever he was at his peak physically and playing golf, that dude was benching 300 plus. Like he was yoked.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm sure he could just accidentally get addicted to fucking painkillers
No,
when
so
you're like,
now it's like you've seen it like because right before that happened, so whenever he got caught, he was in recovery because he won a major on a bad leg, on a bad knee, and then he had
I was there.
surgery. And then all of that coming to light happened on Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving, and he was in recovery.
You mean when his was wifey hit him in the face with a 9 iron?
And then he like crashed the car into a fire hydrant, his Escalade. He fucked that thing up too. Uh, he was already, I think that that's like what I'm saying is that's really whenever his like substance abuse issues started, because at that point he's in recovery, he's sitting around. So I mean that's an opportunity for him to be like on painkillers, and for some people it's hard, really really hard for them to get on them and not get off.
Are you sure that his substance abuse problem hadn't already been happening, and
It was he was not well, maybe it
those
already
are
had.
that's why that shit like that's happening?
It could be, but at that point whatever he had going on was not public until that moment.
Right, right. But I mean,
So if
you're
he
not
had
gonna.
an issue, it wasn't so much of an issue that it was affecting him on a day to day. But that was the
Takes a while to get there.
most serious injury he'd had in his entire life up until that point. That's probably whenever he was most exposed to the most types of like barbiturates and stuff. Is whenever he was in recovery for his first ever knee surgery, right? Like I don't like taking pain pills. I've never liked taking painkillers, even if I'm hurt. But if I had surgery and they gave me some, I have if I took out my appendix, like I still have my appendix. So if I had surgery, I would be on more painkillers than I've ever been on in my entire life in that moment because I've never had to be on them like that. And for some people, that happens and they slip a disc at work, and next thing you know, it spirals, and then they're like,
And then they're Brett Favre, and they're just stealing millions of dollars out of the
yeah, Brett Favre's a
motherfucking
great example. He played,
welfare in
yeah,
Mississippi.
to build your daughter a
Yeah, no,
volleyball
no,
gym.
yeah. Um, well, Tiger,
It's
goodbye.
sad. It's not. It's sad, and what's really
It
sad
could
is
have been a lot worse. He'll be
it's
fine.
not shocking. No, it could have been worse, but it's sad because it's a not shocking, and b it just shows that he hasn't really gotten over these issues that he's had,
Right, and
and
it
we
just
were
like
all hoping that he'd have.
also it's like, see, dude, just fucking get a driver. You're a
Get a
billionaire.
Uber, bro. Like, dude,
I
every
get
car you're
you.
crashing is super nice too. Like,
I
chill
know it's like
out.
I get that you like maybe like to drive, but we too many. You had too many chances. We're done here. Most
Mm-hmm.
billionaires probably don't drive. Period. You're over it. Okay. Next article. This one from the Wall Street Journal. Head of sexual wellness business One Taste sentenced to 9 years in prison. Nicole Dedone was convicted of forced labor conspiracy for allegedly exploiting employees and practitioners of her orgasmic meditation startup by Corinne Ramey.
Damn.
A federal judge on Monday sentenced Nicole Dedone, the founder of women's sexual wellness company One Taste, to 9 years in prison for what prosecutors said was more than a decade long conspiracy to force her students and practitioners into performing unpaid work. Dodoni was convicted last year of one count of conspiracy to commit forced labor. One Taste's former head of sales, Rachel Sherwitz, was also convicted and was sentenced later Monday to 6.5 years. Prosecutors accused both women of conspiring to coerce One Taste practitioners to perform tasks ranging from menial labor to sexual services for little or no pay. The two women also pushed practitioners into debt, leading them to believe they needed to take one taste classes in order to reach sexual wellness. Wow. Hold on, I've got
That's wild.
what the. I know. Um,
Convicted of forced labor conspiracy and exploiting people in orgasmic meditation. But
yeah.
that's what I'm saying, man.
Have you
Anything?
heard of this thing?
No. I've seen some weird stuff where people they're like, oh, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I didn't know that
From
was One Taste, which is an awful name. Sexual wellness business. What is it? One Taste. Sounds like a strip club. Come on down to One Taste off Harry Hines. Friday nights are free. Like that's gross. But it's not
Harry
shocking.
Hines, the Harry Hines, we just brought that up. But
All of these but that's I feel like that's every sexual wellness type thing is always there's always some
what other
scam.
sexual wellness type things do you know about?
The yoga dudes, I guess. I don't know. It all just sounds very suspicious.
Um, well, I can't get to the fucking rest of the article. I put in like the actual article from the website instead of Apple News, because so that you could click on it, and then it cut me off, and then my Apple News ain't working. But anyways, sorry, I don't know anything else about that. Okay, final article.
Yeah.
Joseph stepped on it. Nestle, worst company in the world, allegedly. Uh,
Top 10.
well, from the Wall Street Journal, how a massive Kit Kat heist turned into crisis PR gold. The Nestle response to the stolen chocolate shows how there's no bad news if you can turn it into a meme, by Natasha Khan and Kelly Clunan. Just how much are 12 metric tons of stolen Kit Kat bars worth? A lot of promotional gold, it turns out. It was the brazen chocolate heist heard around, and this one's cut off too, because it's the Wall Street Journal as well. I don't know why my Apple News ain't working.
Told you, dude. Wall Street shutting me down. No, I saw this. Incredible. Great heist. We've talked about these before.
Right.
Where lately, how this is happening, we've seen shipments of Nike stolen. Tucker Carlson saw a whole shipment of his, like, I don't know what the fuck he calls it, dip, tobacco lip dip, was
Zen.
stolen. Is these guys are posing, they're literally creating like fake shipping companies, and they pose as drivers, and they literally just drive the fuck off with it, and then it doesn't show up at the next destination, and by then it's too late and it's already gone. So it's pretty sophisticated, honestly, and pretty smart. There's no one getting hurt. It's all insured, so I'm sure Nestle's fine. But I'm just fuck Nestle.
But what
But
do you do with that? How do you unload it?
I don't know. You got to already have somebody you can sell it to, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Probably
who the
some like
fuck's gonna
black
buy?
market, like China black market, something like that. You'd have to be somewhere where they can move them and would buy them from you in bulk. You'd have to move them somewhere.
Um,
From Italy to
yeah.
Poland. That's wild, dude. That's like Fast and Furious, but with candy. Let's kick ass.
I went to go see Scooby Doo with my cousin, his friend, and my brother. I was 16. My little brother was 14. We're in Newport Beach on vacation, and we had a bong and two pipes going, and we hotboxed the car. And my brother wasn't smoking; he was sitting in the middle. We go into the movie theater, and I'm like super high, and I'm gonna go get snacks, and I'm like, "Hey Brady, what do you want?" And he's like, "Kit Kat." I'm like, "What? What do you want?" He's like, "Kit Kat, Kit Kat, Kit Kat." And then I look, and his eyes are all red, and he got like, and of course he did. Like the whole car was like you couldn't even see in it. But yeah, he got contact high, so he got super high. I don't even remember Scooby Doo. That's how high I was. I was like blacked out, stoned.
Um,
But that was my Kit Kat story. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat.
I
I'm gonna
also
hit that.
like the items that these people are choosing that are not like heavily guarded. It's a fucking truck full of Kit Kat bars, but
Lobster.
it's got a fat street value, and if they got somebody that can move it, so it's not like they're trying to steal electronics. We're stealing an AI chip or this crazy shit from a museum. It's like, nah, I'm stealing a bunch of dip pouches. How many? $3 million
Well,
worth.
those are expensive. Like the
No, I
company I
know
used to.
this is
The,
crazy. I like the item selection that these guys are going for because they're very like high reward but super low risk. Like no one's gonna be carrying a shoddy like transporting a fucking truck full of yoo-hoo. But if you could steal a
soft
truck,
target. Soft
if you
target.
could steal a truck full of yoo-hoo and could move it, you could make some serious dough, especially if
When I
it's
was a,
glass bottles.
when I was a kid, me and my homie the Quant, we like you like play like imaginary shit, and you're like, oh, there's lava and stuff. We had an imaginary place. It was called Yoo-Hoo Land. Oh shit, dog. And then you had to like pass a test to get invited into Yoo-Hoo Land.
Damn,
Yeah,
exclusive.
exclusive.
Some Diddy shit right there.
Yo, I got those bootleg snacks. The one with the
Your
cream filling,
2000 snacks.
the cream filling, and it
Cupcakes
explodes in your
come.
mouth. It's got the glitter.
Yeah. Cupcake got a new Twinkie coming out next month.
Got,
It's a bad
yeah.
motherfucker. When you bite into it, cream filling shoot all in your mouth with glitter. Man, why didn't y'all do nothing when the fat bitch jumped on me?
Bootleg snacks, bro.
Your 2000 snacks ain't even come out yet. Yeah, that's classic. I loved his in that scene. This is, by the way, next Friday. It's a scene where Day Day is explaining to Ice Cube's character that he got got maced by a girl named Baby D. His FUBU shirt, that shirt, it's like yellow and black, but it's like a tennis shirt, dude. That shirt is so fire. And I'm like, where can I get that shirt? It's just that's. I know it sounds crazy. Next time you go back and when you watch it, you'll be like, no, it's a fire ass shirt.
I don't like doors. I don't want no grilled cheese. That guy's shoes, those Nikes, I got those because those are fire.
Or the Cortez.
Yeah, Cortez with the red checks.
Yeah, the Cortez are tight. Those are
Uh,
discontinued.
come on, dude. Supreme will buy them up or something like that.
Mm. There's one coach who has a pair of Cortez. It's the old. I want to say it's not Dan Snyder, but coach of Kansas State football team wore these Cortezes for forever, and they still made them after they discontinued them for him because that's like what he wore. He's some like 89-year-old guy, silver hair dude, in some fucking Cortez like every game. To where they made him like a specialty pair on like his last game. It was like fire. That'd be cool to be some old white guy known for wearing like a fire ass shoe. Like that'd be dope, right?
Mr. Goody Two
It's
Shoes, you
like
mean?
Dr. Phil and his classic dunks every time. You'd be like, what? That's crazy. Dr. Phil wears dunks everywhere, every episode. He's never not been in dunks. Like, that'd be tight. I mean, Dr. Phil's a dick, but.
I like Dr. Phil. You know why? He was raised by Oprah. Except for I don't like fucking Dr. Oz. Uh, Side note before we go, I got a Shazam in Amsterdam. I got another one in Nigeria.
Bill Snyder. That's who wore the Cortez. Yeah, dude, what's up with all these like random ass countries shazamming you? Like Tasmania, they
It's crazy.
shazammed me. So I
It's
mean,
crazy.
somebody's
They
playing
showed
it.
they showed they showed 5 countries as like the top ones that have Shazam me, and then there was 28 more Shazams that weren't on that list, and on the list like the number 5 on the list had 2 Shazams, or I mean 3 Shazams. Sorry, 3 Shazams in that country. So that means every other country has 2 Shazams or less. That means there's at least 14 other countries that have someone in that country has Shazammed one of my songs, at least. Wild. I don't even. Shit's weird to me.
Does it tell you what song they're shazamming?
Yeah.
What song was your most shazammed?
It's called "Hit the Club Jack," and it's a mashup of In the Club, 50 Cent, and Hit the Road Jack with Ray Charles. Shit
Okay.
bangs.
I
They
mean,
love that shit in Brazil, dude. It's been Shazam 77 times, that song.
some a DJ's playing that somewhere.
That's what it looks like in Brazil
Mm.
because it's just like it's so many different cities in Brazil. It's like, how is it even getting around like that?
It's getting club play, dude. So a DJ's playing it.
Dude,
Somebody
shout
it's
out.
hit the circuit. Somebody like
Dude, goodie of the tropics down there. Just, start paying your boy. Well, I guess like I'll get paid
you
either
gotta
way.
get sticky to mix it up, dude.
Dude, I've been talking to him, man. Like, you know, we've been sharing music. He shared a folder with me.
Oh, we're on folder terms now. That's good.
I didn't share my folder.
Well, he's sharing folders with you.
He's sharing me
Baby
folders
steps.
of
Baby
unpublished shit.
steps. Took Moses 40 years.
Nah,
Baby steps.
shout out, Sticky, proud
Nice.
boy. He's a proud
Stick,
boy.
stick, proud boy. Jesus Christ. I don't know about.
The proud boy, dude.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's what I call him, DJ Proud Boy. DJ Voter ID.
I'm sure he loves DJ Voter ID. D, DJ Big Beautiful, Big Beautiful Bill.
Yeah, yeah.
What else you got?
DJ
DJ
DJ no
Marlago.
DJ No Forever Wars. Meditate, bitches.
Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever. We just appreciate that you guys listen. Make sure y'all check us out next week. Every time we do this, something weird happens on a Wednesday. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, and we'll talk about it next week. For like the past
April 1st.
8 weeks,
April
dude.
Fools.
It's been like bangers the past 8 weeks. Where we do an episode, that State of the Union, before the next episode, we're at war with Iran. Like, it's always like we're just keep knocking doors down. So watch the news tomorrow, and I'm sure you'll see something we'll talk about next week.
DJ Gulf of America. Shout out.
Y'all be good. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. And as always, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.